15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
You're gonna put this back here. Down to 111.
There we go. What's up, everyone? We are live, and it is what day are we on? It is Thursday, and we have Stardew Valley with Allie. I'm dragging Allie in. Hi, Allie.
Hello.
All right, so I just got to get my audio. My audio is not functioning right now, but we can fix that. Or don't, wrong one. That one. And then we send it to that. And of course, my XSplit is just being all sorts of. There we go. Hopefully it stays. Alright, let's do things. Alright. So I don't have audio still. That's really weird.
Aren't I supposed to be the one who has all the technical problems?
Yeah.
This doesn't bode well.
So it's going to my Aver card. And let me do this really quick. I can restart audio engine. There we go. Alright, so that's not the case. Alright, ready? Where is it? Restart audio engine. Hoping things didn't break. No, everything looks good. No, everything looks good there. Yeah, everything's good.
Hey, Pat.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of temporary insulin?
Temporary?
Yeah.
No.
I've only ever heard of insulin. And so is Sean.
I know there's temporary.
Yeah. I don't think there is.
Yeah, no, I've never heard of it. All right. I'm still working on this, guys. I do apologize. All right, let me make sure I have. Well, no, I heard the audio through it, so I know it was there. So why am I not getting audio through this? Let me just check to make sure I didn't like mess up audio. Yep, I got rid of this. No, it's there. I don't know, are you logged in yet or no?
I mean, I'm in game. I'm just in the menu to wait for my little code.
I already gave you the code.
Oh, you gave it to me.
Yeah.
I just now saw that it said today, 8:45.
Yeah.
My bad.
It's alright. Like, I can hear you and I can hear Discord, but for some reason, the audio capture, did I?
Can you not hear the game at all?
No.
Yeah,
Alright,
no,
let
I
me
can hear
check
stuff going
something.
on in game.
That's right. Alright, so I can hear that,
12,
but then it's not transferring. It's weird. It's not transferring game audio is what it's doing. And we gotta. Do I just exit out and try to reload? I think I gotta exit out. So let me. Sorry.
That's fine.
All right. Yeah, because that is working. Oh, that would do it. There's a Steam update that I did not do. All right, let's try this. Yes, I know. Give me Steam. Stardew Valley. Yep, now I got it. I had to restart. It's amazing. I gotta send you a new code probably, so.
Okay.
So I'm on my BRB screen. Invite code, blah. Bink. Alright, let's do this the right way now. Oh yeah, there's the music and everything. Alright, beautiful. My wife made me hash browns. It's nice of
Yum.
her. Check our weather. Ooh, new queen of sauce, coleslaw. And nope, it says I already knew the recipe. I gotta toss my child around. Alright, now let's get outside and do some work.
Oh my god! So my spare key is sitting on Sean's desk right next to his little volume controller for his computer. And he just reached over and started trying to scroll, but he couldn't, but it wasn't working. And then he realized he was trying to scroll on my key fob, so.
That's not good.
No.
So how are things? I haven't talked to you in like forever.
I know. For some reason, I thought it'd be a good idea to go ahead and get 2 vaccines Tuesday.
Which
so
vaccines did you get?
That's been real fun.
Which ones?
I got a COVID booster and a pneumonia vaccine.
Oh, so all of them. Those two go hand in hand like oil and water.
I know. It's it's been good. It's been real. Because, I'm pretty sensitive to vaccines, so
I'm
swelling,
also looking forward
itching,
to
pain, fever, all that good stuff.
The new COVID vaccine is what I'm looking forward to. The BA5, BA4 add-on one.
I don't know.
Well, I just want to get it because I work with germy little kids.
Yeah.
All day. So if I'm touching their germy machines, then I want to make sure that I'm not catching COVID for a second time. Because one time was fun enough for me. So.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you at all.
So I want to get the new one, and they said it'll be. I know that I just listened to the news tonight. They said it'll be like a week or two before it really hits like Walgreens. So I'm going to do what I did last year. Flu shot and COVID shot together. Woo!
I told Sean, I said, don't ever let me get a COVID shot with anything else. It's bad enough just to get that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've got some decent swelling over here on each arm. It's good times.
I'm sure you're having a riot of a time right now.
Yep.
Pneumonia and COVID. That was pretty brilliant there, Killer.
But she's like, well, you're due for this and this. I'm like, all right. I mean, I don't care. I'll get a shot.
I mean, shots are shots, whatever.
Yeah. But I did ask her, I said, which COVID shots do you have? She said, we've got Moderna and Pfizer. I said, can I have Pfizer, please?
Yeah, the Pfizer's better. It's
Well-
soft. It's softer. Let's go with that.
Yeah, well, and I was reading, I mean, this was back when I first got the COVID vaccine.
Yeah.
My first 2 COVID vaccines were both Moderna and
Oh, so you're mixing and matching now, so.
yeah, like I got some like goose eggs with that. It was really bad. It was really, really bad. And Sean and I were reading about it and we're like, oh, apparently
Yeah, you're supposed to mix and match.
it's more common. Well, but it was more common for women. Women were more likely to have worse side effects with Moderna than men.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, well, if I have an option, I'm going to pick Pfizer and see how I do with that.
My mother has gotten the Pfizer twice, 3 times now. And it knocks her for like half a day.
Oh.
But that's been,
I got mine on Tuesday and I'm still working on it.
Wednesday.
No, because I work in the office on Wednesday, so I was in there Tuesday.
Yes.
But at least they at least they just combine it all for you and just call it a day.
Yeah, right. That's true, because I was actually talking about that earlier. Like, maybe it's not. It sucks that both my arms are were out of commission.
The last time I did same arm with flu and COVID.
Ooh, no.
Oh, that was fun.
Mm-mm. The nurse, she's like, I highly recommend we do one in each arm. I said, yes, please.
I would have been like, nope, let's go.
No. But at least I got it all done. And
Yeah.
it's not, I'd honestly rather get it all done and be miserable for 3 or 4 days rather than 8.
Yes, same here. All right, let's be honest. Same here. Yeah.
But I can feel my fever creeping back up on me right now.
Now, good news, you work from home tomorrow, so...
Yeah.
Where I have been working like a fiend because it's back to school, and we need to get all the goodies back up and running at school. And God forbid you don't do that, because so it's been one of those like, well, what do? Work your ass off for a week straight and be tired.
Well, and then my friend messaged me tonight, and she said, how bad is a blood sugar level of 500?
What?
I said, that's a medical emergency.
That I would have been like,
She-
that's when
I
you go
said-
to the hospital.
Well,
And...
I was like, is that Ken's mom? She said, yeah.
oh,
And she said
okay.
earlier today, her blood sugar was 40. Her blood sugar was 40 at 5 o'clock. I'm like, Jesus, how does she go from super low to super high?
Yeah, that generally doesn't add up.
She does that stuff all the time. It's terrifying.
Like, does she drink?
No. She just does not do what she's supposed to do at all. It's scary.
Because that sniffs out like alcoholism or something like that.
But she doesn't drink at all.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
Because
like she might have a glass of wine during the holidays, or at an occasion, but that's all I've
she,
never
like,
seen her drink.
Giant cups of sugar or anything like that, or
Well, like I said, she does not do what she's supposed to do at all. Like, she won't eat anything all day, and then the first thing she'll have is a can of pop.
Oh, so yep, that
like
will
regular
do it.
Coke. Yeah,
that will do it.
but it's like, and she's not just recently diagnosed. Like, she's had this for years, or she's known for years, I should say. So it's like, okay, the learning curve should be done. You really shouldn't do that, especially you're not controlled.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, it's okay. It sucks. We just found out. So, I don't remember. Do you remember my one cat from what would it be, about 5 years ago now? We had to get rid of him because we were moving.
Yes.
Captain.
Yeah.
We just found out he passed away. And they put him down in April. He was a diabetic cat. And so they controlled it for a year with meds. We found out, but then after that, it became then for 2 years with no meds. But then it started to come back like tenfold.
Jeez.
And they found a mess, so they put him down. So it sucks because he was a good cat,
Yeah.
and I miss him.
I'm sorry.
I've missed him since we got rid of him. Like, he was one of those cats like I would have kept forever.
I'm sure.
So
That really, I'm sorry, Pat. That
it's.
sucks.
I mean, I haven't seen him for years, but it's just one of those.
But it still sucks.
Yeah. Oh, I know. He was a good cat. Now I look at my two idiots, and I'm like,
My
they're
two
good.
idiots.
Well, that's how I even. Let's be honest. That's what they are.
That they're your idiots, Pat.
They are my idiots, and I will take full ownership on that one.
And, you can get away with a lot when you're cute, and cats know that.
Yes, and unfortunately, I have fat ass and stinky. Because that's what I call them.
Which one's Peach?
Fat ass. She's one of those ones that like forever is like, no, really, feed me. I'm starving. I'm truly starving. And you're like, no, you're not. I'm putting your cheese in your basement. I just cleaned it out.
Hey, thanks.
So, but yeah, she's like, no, really,
I'm wasting away.
I'm wasting away, and you're like,
Except you're not.
except for you're not, and I know I fed you already once today. Oh my god, when we first got them, my mother would fall for that shit all the time. She'd have to go get a treat or two, and Peach would be like, oh, look, they feed me. I'm like, you dumb cat.
Striker will get finicky if his... So, we'll buy like a big old bag... It's a big bag of food because it's just one cat, but we'll put it in like an airtight container, you know?
Oh, yeah, that's what we have.
And when we're starting to get down to the bottom of that container, I guess it starts to get stale, and he'll just eat less and less of it, and he'll just look at you.
Ours do the same
all
thing.
day. And I'm like, you have almost a whole bowl of food up there from this morning that you didn't eat. Like, you didn't even finish your breakfast.
The kicker is...
Get up there and eat your food.
Weekends. The kicker is weekends with my two idiots. Because if I get up first and take a shower, they'll be waiting on the bed for me, meowing up a storm because they think it's what we call feast day, which is Sunday, where they get canned food. And Saturday they'll be like, no, it's feast day, Daddy. You have to feed us. I'm like, no, you idiots. It's not.
Well, Striker is on basically a feeding schedule just because with work and stuff.
Yep.
So he gets fed breakfast anywhere between 5:30 and 6 usually.
Mm-hmm.
And so that means on the weekends he's in your face at 5 o'clock wanting that food.
Yeah, feed me.
Yeah. I'm like, just chill. You're not starving. It's fine. Just relax.
More garlic.
And he's really good about like waking me up, like 10 minutes before my alarm's supposed to go off. I'm like, you turd. I can't fall back asleep in 10 minutes.
Oh God, no! You can never. And they know that too.
I know. And then because I won't get up, because I'm stubborn too, I will not. I'm like, you're waiting. You're waiting. Because if I give you food now, it's just going to encourage you to start doing this earlier and earlier. So I won't get up, and then he'll find anything in the room that makes noise and start messing with it, and it drives me bonkers. It's usually like the plastic bag that I use like a Kroger bag, like in the trash. You know, and instead of buying small little trash bags, I just use grocery bags for that. Right. And he'll start pawing at that and it just, and I'll roll over on my side and I'll just give him a look and he'll go away for a little bit, but it drives me insane.
Nope. Mine will, at 11:30 last night, I'm getting meow, 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 meow. Oh, it's salmonberry season, by the way.
I will be hunting for those for sure. I gotta get my copper pickaxe too. Did you still have stuff to upgrade?
I gotta do my axe. That's about it. But yeah, no. She brought us a mouse last night at 11:30 while my wife is Holly's asleep, and there I am laying in bed just about to roll over to go to bed.
Oh God.
And just meow, 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 meow. I'm like, you're really doing this tonight? I'm like, you
Did
asshole.
she like bring you the mouse to your face, like on your bed?
It's just a fake mouse.
Oh
It's
God.
not a real
Okay.
one. And she'll bring the fake mouse in, like proudly, like, here, human, you can't feed yourself. I fed you.
It's sweet though.
Yeah, sweet until you have to hear it at 11:30 at night. I gotta get into town because we keep missing the store,
Oh yeah.
and I need to
I
get.
forgot
What
to
do you
get
want?
mine.
What do you want me to grow there? We got lots of space.
I don't know.
You want more cauliflower?
Sure.
Are you good on garlic? Let's go with that.
Oh, I will never turn down garlic.
Do you want garlic or cauliflower?
In game and real life.
Well,
What?
I mean, do you want, garlic, or do you want cauliflower?
Why don't we mix it up? Do like 60% cauliflower or 40% garlic. Ow. Um,
Alrighty. On my way back. But yeah, no, I find it hilarious. But yeah, no, when my wife texted me this today about Captain, I was like, oh, god damn it. He was one of the good cats.
yeah.
It's like you get used to having good cats.
Then you get a butthole.
Well,
But
like,
you have good cats, though.
oh yeah, no, my two idiots are. I always tell people, like, I can't complain about my two idiots. Like, yes, when you pick up Morale and you want to cuddle her, she's going to fart. That's just the way she is. But
Do we have any tools upgraded? I don't understand.
I don't know. You keep upgrading your shit, and we're fine here.
Like, I have a steel axe, a copper hoe, and I just now upgraded to a copper pickaxe, which I'm going to pick up right now. If I manage to make it to the blacksmith and not the museum. Good God. There we go. I don't see any salmon berries yet.
Oh no, I've already grabbed some.
Oh. Some.
What was that?
I just found some.
Nope. Like I said, I do love my animals. I find it hilarious because it's like there's people I know that complain about like their cats, like they destroy everything. I'm like, mine don't really. Like, Morale gets into like in the morning, she'll get like the little zoomy of like I'm gonna scratch something for like 2 seconds, but that's it. Like, we'll hear her on the couch like 2 paws, and then I'll yell cat, and then she's done. I'm like, all right, well, that's good to know. Yet you're not,
When people complain that their cats are destroying everything, I'm just kind of like, well, maybe they don't have enough little scratching posts.
Ours, like the diagonal scratching pads is what ours are all about. But yeah, the diag scratching pad. You can Peach that, she can sit there for a good 5 minutes, and she just goes ham. You just see her back and forth pawing at it. I'm like, whatever works for you, cat. I ain't gonna complain. You're not scratching anything I have to worry about, so... Oh, sorry, I'm a little tired today. It was a long day.
Yeah.
I was the fix-it guy today.
At work or at home?
At work. When your boss texts you and goes, hey, your ticket count looks really good for your school. Can you go to this school to go help out? Yeah. So, no biggie. So, you got anything fun planned for the weekend?
No, I mean, just parents coming over for a grill up, but that's it. What about you?
I did the normal pat, hey, let's just make the weekend as busy as humanly fucking possible. So I got my 3 really good friends coming over on Saturday. And we're just going to play Magic the Gathering all day.
Nice.
Commander, and relax, drink, and have fun. So they'll be over here 3 o'clock. And so because I said I had to smoke pulled pork for Sunday anyway, because that's what we're doing for my in-laws.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I like to do mine a day early because it tastes better. It gives it a little time to set. Well, yeah, it gives it time to set up and.
Yeah.
So, instead of starting it Saturday at 8 and letting it go till 10 or 11 at night, I'm going to start it at 8 o'clock at night on Friday. And smoke it overnight. So the guys can eat dinner here and have pulled pork.
Nice.
So my first overnight, which means I actually have to get up once in the middle. Well, because it's Friday night, I don't go to bed till about 1 or 2 in the morning, so it should be fine. So. Just cleared out the quarry. Quarry. So.
I'm hunting berries. Slowly making my way back up to the farm.
How's your berry hunting going?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Yep. Got some spring onions even.
Yeah, tonight's going to be a nice night. I'm looking forward to that.
Why?
50 degrees tonight.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. It's called sleeping with your window open night. So how far are you from Knoxville?
It's 5 or 6 hours, I think.
That's not too bad.
Why?
I might be there.
Oh. For a magic thing, or?
Pokemon.
Oh, yeah, Pokemon. Come on, little eggs, go, go, go.
Don't fall asleep in the middle of
I'm
the
going.
forest.
Nope, I'm right here. When are you planning that trip?
I think that one's like April. So February, April, something. I don't remember. So yeah, they have Knoxville, they have Charlotte, they have Baltimore, Hartford, and Toronto this year, all nearby. Yeah. Oh, my child's out of its crib.
Yay!
So he's crawling around now. Which means he'll get in your way anytime you need to do something. Nope, your wife watered, didn't she?
She sure did. Because
God bless
she's
her.
amazing.
God bless her.
Are you keeping honey anywhere specific?
In the shed.
Okay,
I
I'll
think
find it.
in the top thingamabobber. Top
Okay.
chest.
Thanks for clearing that up.
Yep. Yeah, there's 20 honey there. I got all this peach wine. Let's make some. What should I make? What's the next wine I should make?
Pomegranate.
Pomegranate. All right, I'm gonna go pop in. Are you upgrading your tool right now?
I was gonna head over that way.
Right.
Why did you need to upgrade something?
No, you upgrade. Because mine will be super freaking expensive. I'm iridium next.
Ah.
Because it's gold then iridium, right?
Yeah.
Ugh. That's what I get. I'm sitting down now. Relaxing.
Are you gonna go to all the different places for Pokemon, or just
Yeah, I gotta
Knoxville
s-
if you
no.
go?
Charlotte for sure. It seems like, just because my wife's best friend is down there,
Mm.
so she can go with me, and then go see her best friend while I nerd it up. Toronto's probably not gonna happen just because I need one of those either special licenses or passports.
Yep.
So.
It was a real ID or something. I forget what they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get one of those.
Why?
It was something. I mean, I would rather have it than be like, oh, let's go on a trip. Well, I have to do this first. I don't know. I'd rather just get it and then not have to worry about it.
Uh-huh.
What did I come over here for? Oh yeah, I'm upgrading tools.
Yeah. So I gotta do that. Hartford I wouldn't mind. Because I've never been, and it looks pretty cool. So, and
Have
it
you
looks
been
like
in Knoxville before?
I have not. So
Have you been? You've been to Tennessee though, right?
Nope.
Really?
I've traveled around it, never been into it.
Oh man, Tennessee is beautiful.
So
there's a reason Sean and I always go down there for vacation.
Well, it's like when me and Holly, we always go up to the Adirondacks for vacation.
Yeah.
It's just gorgeous.
I bet you'll really like it. It's so.
That's why we want to move there. But, can't move unless you retire or have a job, and I'm going with the retirement side of life, not the.
Yeah.
Like I say, so someday I'll get up there, and we'll be retired, and it'll be great and glorious, and why am I so tired tonight? Oh yeah.
Stop yawning! You're making me high.
Why am I tired tonight? Oh yeah, I literally walked for about 4 hours straight. What up, Dave? How are you tonight?
Messing with Gus.
Oh, what's up with Gus?
I don't know yet. So far, he's just said hi.
Oh, do you have a
he's
cutscene
talking
with
about
him?
his earnings, and it's not looking very good.
Do we need to help Gus out?
Probably. Oh, it's because of Pam! He said the worst thing, and I hate to say this because she's my friend, is Pam. She hasn't paid off her tab in weeks. Pat! This lady...
She's an Elkie.
Can we kick her out of town? She's just causing too much grief.
She's my mother-in-law.
And she's terrible. She's terrible, and she's... I mean, come on. You're supposed to be this guy's friend, and you won't pay up?
She's my mother-in-law. So what's good, Dave? But yeah, no, we had a... It was funny, we actually had, we were talking with some teacher aides. Yes, and we're giving them laptops because they got to take attendance this year and do all that stuff.
Mm.
And the one's like, well, what happens when I need to hook to the smart board? I'm like, when do you hook to the smart board? Well, they make us sub a lot for the teachers. I'm like, me and my boss, the teacher, were like, wait. What? Because we gave them laptops that don't have connections to the smart board.
Yeah.
We're like, what? Yeah, what happens?
Nothing. Oh, God. So you guys had to get new laptops, or can it just be new software that you install?
No, because they need HDMI connections. So it's like, it's a hardware. So we're like, me and Matt are like, well, we have Dells. I'm like, yeah, the Dells have both connections. I'm like, and they're a little bit newer. I'm like, that means we'd have to literally scrap what we just gave them, which is older, and give them the next generation, which we're scrapping next year. He's like, yes. I'm like, ugh. Oh, by the way, and then you have to also re-image all of that. Ugh. Like, I don't want to think about that right now, because I've just imaged so much stuff over the last, like, month and a half. Like, my brain is just mush. You have tomorrow off, bringing your daughter to college. That's a late college move-in, isn't it? College move-in's already, at least around here, has already happened. RIT was like 2 weeks ago, and last weekend was Brockport freshman move-in. And then Yale moved in like 2.5 weeks ago. The only reason I know that is one of our interns was from Yale. I have some uppity interns. I can't say anything though. The kid was really smart and really good. So at least you have tomorrow off. So does that mean you get to hang out or relax or sleep in or all the above? I would hope all the above. Because that would be me. How can I best sleep in? Maybe sleep in a little, then we just have to go. We just had some ceilings redone in the house. Oh, so you actually gotta work. Boo.
How days off work are supposed to work.
I mean, my last few days off were that way. It's like
terrible.
Ugh. Like nonstop texts of like, hey, what's going on with this? Or hey, what are we doing like that? So oh, your wife's gotta work Labor Day? That sucks. I at least have that off. And I know you do too, Allie, because yay, hospital life. And you can't deny that because I know that schedule. I used to work for the hospital. Dave does work for a hospital. If they can give you the day off, they give it to you off. What sucks for us, though, is tomorrow, literally every bargaining unit that I know is off, minus the techs.
What?
I have off from the hospital, but I have to work at Lowe's on Monday night. You're still working at Lowe's, Rye? And by the way, I'm super excited to get to see you on Saturday. I haven't seen you guys in forever. Now that you live out my way, I figured, I might see you every now and again. Don't get passed out on the ground again there, Ellie.
I won't.
Don't pass out. Yeah, I know. I'm like 10 minutes. So I hope you don't mind pulled pork and mac and cheese, because that's what we're doing. So that's going to be fresh off the smoker pulled pork. And then my Holly's homemade mac and cheese. So Good stick to your bones, fat kid food. Ooh, what did we do farming wise? Oh, Ellie's 32 void mayonnaise?
Yep,
Jesus.
I killed it.
Okay. Yeah, the 10-minute drive. I mean, did you get green light yet? Because my sister just got it installed on Thursday. And I'm still mad at her for it. She's like, it's so fast. I'm like, go away. Yours is soon. So she is on the side of the road that got it for... Okay. Yeah. She just got hers. Yeah, Thursday. Crow, get out of here. They are connecting poles now, so I mean, you always hear soon, but you know. So I do have hard cider in the house, just if you guys all want to. We got Blue Barn, and so that's where we get all of our stuff from now. So. I hope you get it, because from what Emily said, it was night and day. And I know it is, but you know, fiber versus shitty Spectrum.
Did you see that crow?
Yeah, he ate one of our cauliflowers.
Right in front of us.
Yep.
What a little a-hole.
You can say asshole, because he was. Yeah, they finished underground stuff. I've seen them. Oh, that's sweet. Because the underground stuff takes the longest. But yeah, no, I'm excited to see what, you know. I'm hoping someday we'll get it here. You know. Hey, beautiful. Talking to Ryan and Dave. So Ryan said Emily would. He's the dividing line because he lives over near Emily, and so he should within hopefully next few weeks get green light. I know I'm not talking to her right now. After the shit she pulls, going, Hey, you can come over and use it anytime you want. Sure, come over and use my green light anytime you want. It's fine. Alright, let's see. We need to get rid of that. That. Purple bin thing. Has all the fish roe in it. That and that. You okay over there, Ellie? You're quiet.
I'm just walking around. Looking
So
for
what
trouble.
else is good, Rye? Besides you having to work at Lowe's. He picked up Lowe's a long time ago to basically get his down payment for the house. And he has not quit, it seems. Have to get a new roof. Yeah, that's the fun. Emily's in the same boat, actually. They have a... So Lowe's went from down payment to shit that the house needs. That makes sense. I'll show you pictures of the previous owner's special. Oh, I've had those. That was after me and Holly bought the house. Our first house. You remember that on Ogden Parma there. 1 week after owning the house, me and Holly had to put a new roof on.
Ugh.
And they just had done a tear-off roof, like a year ago.
Jeez. A week after?
Yep. So it was like a year-old roof. And more or less what ended up happening is they used the wrong nails. And put them too deep in. It never sealed, and they never used tar paper either. Because that was the biggie. So it never sealed up. And
you get a waterfall in your house?
Oh, we had leaks all over the place. We had to replace all the drywall in the upstairs, just about.
Oh, God.
A repair job at one point was done totally wrong. I can show you. I can't wait to see it. 3 different shingles ride. That might take the cake, buddy. That's You never want to see more than one shingle. If you see a second one, then you kind of pray and hope that it was done right. But it sounds like it wasn't, so I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah, if the repair jobs are botch jobs, there's none of that.
There's no excuse for that.
Well, so the thing is, here's the problem, Allie, and you have a house and you understand this. If the previous owner thought they were like handy person and they just botch it, then it's not any good. And a lot of them will just botch the shit out of it. Why call someone when I could do it myself?
Yeah, but there's certain things. It's one thing if you're, putting in a new faucet. Like,
Oh, I had
other
to.
things
I had to
should
just go through.
never be done.
I had to, as someone who works at Lowe's, can confirm the level of stupid DIY. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
Sadly, my house now, I love our house. The layout is great. Everything is great about it. I will never. But the level of finish, like fit and finish, of things that just should have gotten done that didn't. So. Yeah. They think I know how to build a house. No, I work in IT. Yeah, no, I say the same thing. I am an IT guy. I am proudly an IT guy. I will forever be an IT guy. So. And even worse, I work with little children all day as an IT guy. So. Yeah, Brian, you're right. You're pretty much dead on with that. Doctors and children? Yeah, no, they definitely. Allie works with doctors all day in billing, so. Are you billing or what are you, Allie?
No, I'm not billing.
No, what do you do? Allie was billing. I forget what you do.
Well,
you work on cases. I know that.
Yeah, currently, I used to work with doctors.
Yeah.
But I had to sign an NDA.
No.
For my current job. So what I can say is we get cases where someone's had a reaction to something.
Okay.
And we process those cases.
Yes.
That's all.
But you know doctors.
Oh, yeah. I know doctors and surgeons.
And they can be a giant pain in the ass.
Yes. But I will say, our group, I was pretty lucky with our group. They were pretty awesome. But yes, they can be.
There's some really great ones. And
you'll
meet them.
And there's some assholes.
And there are just some that you're like, how are you even practicing?
Yeah, because I'm like, who would work for you? I would not work for you.
Like, I remember, I want to say it was like one of the Mustafas or something like that. When we were switching over at RGH and, I was in the room, the little training room with all the trainers. And he literally comes in, puts his feet up, basically says, not going to learn anything. And for the EMR, and says, all my PAs and all my other minions are basically going to learn everything from me. I'm like,
except they can't do that because they're still going to have to put in some things.
I forget who it was. It was one of the time. And he literally just came in and said, nope. That was it.
Good luck with that.
I'm like, what? They're like, yep. Yeah, it could have been. I forget who it was exactly, right? But yeah, it was like a parade came in of 12 PAs and nurse NP, just everything. And just he sat down in the back and just said, teach them. And that was that. And you're like, wait, aren't you supposed to do the job? Aren't you supposed to,
It's beneath him. Come on. You know better than that.
Oh, she made me hash browns today.
Yay!
What a good wifey. Can we get some rain? Because I need to hit and go find a dino.
You remember what happened last time you needed rain? To get married?
Yeah, that took us a whole
forever
season. That was.
And what was it? What season was it?
Fall.
I can't remember. Oh yeah, okay. Because I remember we were like, how is it not raining?
Hey, I got more garlic for you.
Yay! Caroline, sent me a parsnip.
You mean Caroline who gets high on tea?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's always one little plant over here that stays watered. And it's not always the same one.
Well, like I said, I can't wait to see you and Jay. And just play Commander all day. That'll be nice. I don't have any Commander decks left. I'm all Pokemon now. But, you know. Yeah, I'm 100% Pokemon now. I blame my children. Never give a cardboard addict a new cardboard game to play. Never. I hear Pioneer's pretty good. Yeah, I've heard it's been really nice to play. Like, they made some changes to it that really fixed a lot of it. Like, I don't play, but I still keep up. Now we want to talk about Pokemon formats. I could explain that all day.
I mean, I'm just gonna say it doesn't really sound like your kids had to really twist your arm there, Pat.
They did, because I had no... So, I'm going to be the guy that tells you I never played Pokemon growing up. Never played any of the games, never played... Like, never did any of that. Pokemon skipped me. Like, it just was not an interest of mine. I'm gonna get more garlic. But now it's funny because I now play nothing but like the game itself is pretty robust. Like the card game is pretty awesome. So it's been a lot of fun. And the community is pretty rock star. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot nicer than Magic. In some ways. So.
Hey. What makes it better?
So in the Magic the Gathering community, there's a lot of, the pros are pretty much like, go fuck yourself, I'm better than you. And in the Pokemon community, they're pretty much like the pro players are like super down to earth. Like, and they'll admit like they're not like the best player in the world, even though like you could be talking to like a top 10 player. They still like are humbled about things.
They're humble. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're more apt to like, since it is considered like a more of a kid's game, they're more apt to like, if a kid comes up and is like, hey, I want your autograph. Or like, hey, I want to meet you. They're like, yeah, here, let's sit down and play a game and talk. We're like,
cool.
in Magic, they're like, yeah, go after yourself. I'll give you, you know, I'll give you a picture, but that's about all you're getting. You know, there's some vast differences, and not all Magic players are that way, and not all Magic pros are that way. There's some really cool ones. but they take it very serious, like it's, you know, a life or death game, not just a card game.
Yeah.
Where Pokemon, they take it as like, this is a fun event, you go and have fun, and you know. I dumped you some more stuff.
Garlic.
Yep.
Yay.
So I have actually got into the competitive scene of Pokemon Rye, and one of my first decks actually has made its rounds through the pro scene. So it's pretty cool, actually, to be like, I'll have people pop into the stream here and when I'm streaming Pokemon, and they're like, "Hey, did you create Ryder and Friends?" I'm like, "Yeah, that was me." They're like, "Oh yeah, I love that deck. Was so much fun. It's so cool to watch it play." Like, thanks. I'm not used to that at all.
Cool.
Like, for me streaming Pokemon, I've gone from 305,000 followers, which I hit a month ago, to 345 in a month. Like, they support their community vastly better than Magic does.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's, and like they'll come in and chat and, you know, just, what are you building now? What are you doing now? And you just explain. They're like, "Oh, that's really sweet. That sounds like a fun deck." Yeah, you'll see. We'll see. Like tomorrow night, I stream Pokemon from about 7 at night till about 2 in the morning. Because there's an event called run by a person named Doom online, and the Doom event is awesome. Like, it's just a very chill, relaxed event. There's a lot of competitive players that'll come in, but yet it's still very chill and relaxed. Speaking of which, I gotta make sure I'm actually signed up for said event. I don't know if I signed up or not. Let's make sure of that. But I'm not signed up. Alright, let's see. Where's Doom? Doom, 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 doom. That's sweet. That Matt's getting that many. I would be going to his Pokemon stuff on Fridays. Just Fridays suck to get my kids because I have to basically drive back from Pittsford, which is like 40 minutes. Well, 30 minutes. And then drive back out for another 30 minutes. And I get out at 4, so I can't be there till 5, which it starts at 5. So I hate it that I haven't been able to get out to Matt's place. But, you know. And good. It was 5. He may have moved it to 5:30. But I'm sure a lot of old Standard people moved to Pioneer because Standard itself went to hot garbage and is basically dead as far as I've heard. And plus the Pioneer like decks you can buy, the pre-mades, are actually not too horrible. That's why one thing I will say Pokemon does a lot better than Magic is like the pre-made stuff you can buy. Alright. That's one thing like I will give Pokemon over that. Like most of the time the Magic pre-mades are good. Oh, cutscene with Gus. This must be the Pam is running him dry.
She's the worst.
I just got Pam to pay off her tab.
Did you yell at her?
Well, you have the choice of telling her that she's running him dry, or just say that the saloon isn't doing well.
Yeah, that's the cutscene I just had.
Yeah, so you just say the saloon's not doing well, and she pays her tab. So. Yeah, I like, if anything, I like the relaxing side of Magic, like, Commander and stuff like that. Pioneer I could get into, but then it's just, one TCG is enough for me right now. Especially with all the Pokemon. I play way too much. What you doing over there, Allie? You gonna fall asleep again? Allie.
Why didn't I was in bed.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were in bed.
Why did you give me a heart attack for? Oh my god. I was like, did it not take?
Oh, it took. I will say, I am excited for work tomorrow. My boss is buying us all Chipotle.
We're getting a Chipotle.
Whatever I want, because it's pretty much gluten-free. Minus a burrito. So.
But we're getting a Chipotle in our town.
Are you?
Yep.
Chipotle is like one of my little, like, guilty pleasures. Like, I enjoy it.
I can't stand it.
Why?
Because they have cilantro and everything, and I cannot stand cilantro.
Are you a soapy cilantro person? Is
it takes my breath away in a really bad way. And I hate it because other than that, it's tasty. It's pretty yummy, but I can't, it's everywhere.
So does it taste like soap to you?
No.
Penny, when are you gonna water?
I don't think I ever thought it tasted like soap.
A lot of people that don't like it say it tastes like soap.
I wouldn't say that. I just
see Ryan's like, cilantro is amazing. Yeah, I'm a big cilantro fan too.
Hard pass.
Yeah, no, my boss is like, so my one coworker I love, Jerry, is basically the reason I took the job where I'm at. I worked with him at yeah, CompUSA when I worked there many years ago, and he was our Epson rep, and he always told me if you can get into a school district, do it. So I got into Hilton and did my thing there, but he posted now 2 years ago a job opening out in Pittsford, and it was my option to go work with him. And with Hilton being as big of bitches as they were about my job, I thought it was a great idea, so I could go out and work with him. It would be a job upgrade, a title upgrade, a giant pay increase. And he was super nice. Like, Jerry's a sweetheart. And so my boss was like, let's all go to Moe's. And Jerry's like, I guess privately messaged Matt, my boss. I was like, Pat can't eat at Moe's because there's nothing that's gluten. Like, they say, like, this is gluten free, but then they're like, oh, by the way, it's not. Because, you know, they share fryers, so all their chips aren't gluten free.
Hate that when restaurants do that.
So he messaged Matt and was like, hey, instead of Moe's, let's go to Chipotle. Pat can eat there too. So Matt then, like, a minute later after the mass email, let's go to Moe's, is like, never mind, we're going to Chipotle. I'm like, oh my god, I love. It's just so nice to have a coworkers that actually, like, give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, I got spoiled. I worked with Ryan forever, who's in chat right now. That's how we became friends, because we worked at, your wheat syphilis stops you from eating good things. I'm well aware my wheat syphilis stops me from a lot of things. It sucks. Yeah, you and me and Time Warner with Colin and many others, and it was always a good time. Like, in the beginning years, it was great. We used to have a lot of fun. But that's how me and Ryan met many years ago now. What does it be? It has to be at least, what, 18 years? We've known each other? Trying to think how long back Time Warner was. Our first run. Well, my first run. Because I'm 9 years in at in the school systems. So and then, all right, let's math this out. So 9 years in the school systems. So that, and then Time Warner for a year. Well, Spectrum was a year there before Joe went batshit crazy. Well, he already was. Yeah, you've been at RGH for 11, so yeah. That's about right. Because I was with you at RGH for a bit. So yeah, about 18 years, buddy. Like 16 to probably like 16 to 18 years. We've known each other. Fucking A. God, I'm old. I'll be 40 next year. Can you believe it, Allie?
That's a big birthday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 5 years at Time Warner. That was what? Was I 3 years at RGH? 2 years? 3 years, I want to say. I want to say 3 years at RGH I was with you. Yeah, then I went to Earthlink for like a month. And then I went back to Time Warner. And then a year after that, I went to Hilton, stayed there for 7 until Hilton basically said, "Too bad, so sad, you're never going to be a network tech." Then go off themselves for that one. There's jokes on them. But guess who's a network tech? So Ryan, I'm gonna be on the cutting edge. I'm gonna be helping set up our Intune servers. So we're going by the hopefully end of this year. We're gonna, well, by April we should be 100% Intune on all of our one-to-one devices. If we're lucky. Again, if we are lucky. So I don't know if we're gonna be or not to be, but Brockport Schools has it for all their laptops, and they swear by it. So you have a Mac now? It's all right. Pittsford's still buried in Mac. That's what Jerry does all day. Macs suck. It's alright, I'm the backup to Mac. And every time I get a Mac user and I'm hanging out with Jerry, I'm happy I don't have to support them at work anymore. Oh, lucky Dave. They mess with systems so badly. Mac is one of those, like, you think it's going to be a good thing? Because our art department still and music department are like 100% Mac. There's like no getting around it. Like, we just did new teacher orientation 2 weeks ago now, and we have a music teacher who's like not full music, but not. And she wasn't like, she's like a 0.6 teacher, so she's not a full-timer. And so we were like, well, let's give her a PC for now because Jerry doesn't have a Mac to amp up for her, and we'll just give her a brand new, gorgeous PC that we have. I'll throw Finale on it, and it'll be great. She'll be fine. We get to open house, and without a doubt, she opens it up and comes to us and she goes, Can I ask you? Is there any way to get a Mac? All I use is Mac. Mac is my life. And me and Jerry are like just sitting there with like this giant shit-eating grin on our face, like we knew that was coming. For some reason, if they are a music teacher, all colleges have ever done is be like, here, use Mac, and shove it down their throat. Now, the funny thing is, Hilton, where I came from, got rid of all the Macs. Except for art. And they were on their way out on that one. So 30, you have 26,000 Windows machines and 30 Macs. I hope I cannot wait to hear the story on Saturday about what department decided they wanted Mac and how they made the case of it's better. Look at all the shit you sold. Allie.
I've been making some gold.
You're making us money. I don't see my wife. Maybe she watered for us. Like, see, the thing is, we still have a ton of, like, iPads, because God knows if you're in kindergarten, that is what those kids love. Nope, my wife did not. She's up here reading. So what are you doing over there, Allie? You're awfully quiet.
I'm just listening.
You're listening?
Hmm?
About me tell horrible stories?
Hmm? I feel like I'm fading fast, though, too.
Well, we can do today as our last day.
Okay.
If you're good with that, so you don't fade and
Yeah.
do the good old face slam into the keyboard.
I think I'm due from some more Tylenol before bed, anyway.
Well, I thank you for playing, at least.
It's been forever.
I know. It's an amazing game. Alright, can we ask my two network people, aka Dave and Ryan, have you had problems with your machines in AX? Because our Aruba APs, we enabled AX. And we've noticed certain machines, like older machines, just went to shit. Okay. Yeah, because we had We have like 5-year-old or might be even 6 or 7-year-old now folios from HP, and they let's go with need a driver update to make AX work. So, like, literally, they just will not connect unless the driver update's there. So that's been fun. You want me to go get some more, uh-oh. There it is.
Thanks.
Do you want me to get some more grass for you in there? I'm noticing it's pretty light.
Yeah, I thought I might have used all of it. Yeah.
I'll go get it. I'll buy it.
Great. Thanks.
No problem. First, I need to make one more stop. Yeah, I gotta bring up to my boss again. We were promised to be able to buy whatever machine we want to buy, and I haven't had a chance to yet, so it's like I passed my network test and everything. So I was gonna get grass starter for you.
Thank you.
Gotcha. Yeah, Brian sent me a list all his decks because I don't have any commander decks left, and I picked out a couple that I definitely want to play. So, all right, move chicken.
Don't abuse my chickens.
Problem is, I haven't kept up with all that stuff, Brian. All right, so.
Man, I can't wait for fall.
We're getting really close to fall season.
I know. I'm so done with summer. And our vacation's the first week of October.
Our second vacation of the year is the second week of October. We're going for seeing peak season up in the Adirondacks. There you go.
Nice.
I have filled up all of the stuff. So there was a Street Fighter. I take it that was what, one of the
What did you fill up? Oh, the grass starter stuff.
oh yeah.
Ooh.
What you get? Because I heard you break something.
I got a banana pudding.
Nice.
Man, I cannot... What is the name of that stupid barbecue place? They have
Let's see.
amazing banana pudding, and I cannot think of it for the life of me.
I mean, there's my barbecue place that I make my own everything.
But I've never had any of your stuff.
It's pretty amazing. Not gonna
But
lie.
their banana pudding is on point, man. Oh man.
Alright, that's done. Do you like all the grass starter I left? Did you see it all?
Sorry. Oh yeah. Fields of green down here.
Figured you probably want that.
Yes, thank you.
No problem. I gotta figure out what I'm playing tonight. Or tomorrow.
I was really confused there for a second.
Yeah, what deck I'm playing. I'll probably build some janky ass something or another. Alright. I think I'm good. Check my basement, make sure there's no purple stuff. Nope, lots of gold stuff, Allie. I have a ton of gold. I have so much gold wine, it's ridiculous down here. At some point, we're gonna come into like 100, just 100K again. All right, we'll call it a day. So let me do my closing.
Okay.
So, as always, if you like what you heard, hit that follow button. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. It's been a pleasure, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.